Yeah, stop yelling at me.
Dude, the Zoom lady is so mean. I don't appreciate her tone.
What up, nerds?
Cheers, everybody. It's good to be back.
Salud.
Yeah.
We got
I miss Yingling so much. I didn't even have to see it long to know it was Yingling, and I miss it so much.
yeah. God, they don't sell it in Wisconsin, you said, right?
Mm-mm.
I don't remember why that is.
I mean, it's just because the way the brewery was set up in the early days. Because like Wisconsin has one that's like that too. Uh,
Oh, they just sell their own beer, right?
yeah.
Okay, that's what it is.
Mhm.
Huh, that's awesome. Do they sell it to us or they hoard it? Bunch of
No, like so New Glarus, they have their own set of beer that they refuse to sell with any other state.
So is that
Like
considered an import?
technically, it could be. We'll see. I don't know. We'll do some more research.
Yeah, we gotta like, I don't know, go there to get it. It's not export it.
Right.
We gotta go there. It's an exclusive. But what? But nerds, thank you for coming back. It's been a minute. We've been through some things. I've been through some things. And we've all grown. I feel like my hair grew. I don't think Mark.
Got some. I shaved.
I was saying I don't think you grew. You're just.
No.
So I always think people grow because I'm so small.
Listen, I just have to accept I'm balding, and bald is just easier.
I honestly sometimes I envy bald people because I know it's coming. I was born with a big forehead, my family, the holes, the receding hairlines. And then I was just like a couple years ago, let's see how far I can grow out my hair until, it really goes.
Right. Then
Just holding on to it. I'll I might do the top notch with the rest of the ball head once it goes. And it's just because I think it's cool.
full on samurai look. I appreciate it.
How my wife will feel about that. She said two things. Well, she said one thing, really.
Yeah.
No mustache.
But like, come
Like,
on. Look at this.
yeah, I know it's so cool.
Look at this.
Aaron Rodgers is the reason why she doesn't want a mustache.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is just a gross, greasy person that, hey, I'm sorry you got him, Jets. Sucks.
No, I mean, it should, but being like an honorary Jets fan because my wife is a Jets fan from New York.
Yeah, understandable.
You know, it's really toxic. The culture. Like, talking so much shit about Aaron Rodgers. As soon as he signed, we're happy. We're happy. And you
Hmm.
know why? Because that's what the Jets do. But you got to be happy because
Yeah.
their culture is not winning. So we gotta, you just gotta roll with the punches, be an optimist, and then you scream "fuck the Jets" when they're doing bad. Her and her father, God rest his soul.
Hmm.
That's what you do.
Hey man, like I enjoyed the Jets before Aaron Rodgers, and now I probably won't.
I'm just hoping I can join Aaron Rodgers because of the Jets.
No, you want to know why? Because there's Packer fans that hate his guts. you,
That might
you
make me
don't,
like him more because I don't like Packers fans. I have two,
they're truly.
but
Actually, I can't say anything. Today is a Packer fan. I can't.
all right. So we'll just like omit that. I will highlight it and let her see it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no, she already knows my like hatred. I have Bears slippers and she has Packer slippers. It's just
The risk when you were dating in Wisconsin.
oh yeah. Yeah, 100%. Like I live in dangerous territory, everybody. I fight for my life every day.
And now you gotta be careful. You gotta walk on eggshells. But no, yeah. So Aaron Rodgers is a Jet finally. It was looking pretty skeptical at first.
It took for forever, as is the way of Rodgers.
Yeah, he likes you know the dramatics of the things, the theatrical
Ooh,
displays
things are
and
getting
stuff like that.
mm, things are getting chippy in the game.
Oh, you talk about Denver and Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yep, yep, that game's going well. We might as well go clap your hands.
This
Yeah,
is what we call a segue, everybody.
Sixers. Everybody. All right, sorry that went on longer than it should have. But
Uh,
so happy, so excited. Philadelphia 76ers took down the mighty, mighty Boston Celtics. I'm not a hater. Trust me, I'm not a hater. I admire Jason Tatum a lot, but
mm.
I do hate the Celtics. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I didn't like Doc Rivers while he was in there, but now he's my team.
And now, things change.
No, we really did a good job today. Without Joel out there, I feel like Harden, he really brought his A game. He did exactly what he needed to do. Tyrese, it looked a little scary when he went down, but we did what we had to do. We fought out to win. For everybody saying I am a choke artist, fuck you, and suck it.
Philly's had an effect on him.
Took game one in Boston. That is a big deal.
That's
It's
hard to do.
without our star player. Did you see the way Jason Tatum was just exerting his will in
Hmm.
that paint?
Yep.
That was scary at first, but it was relieving that they didn't really take a double digit lead until what was it? Beginning of third quarter, end of second quarter, and
Um,
quickly, yeah, it was the beginning, or no, it was the end of the second quarter. It was 61 to 51. And then we went on a 10-0 run.
hey, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Tyrese Maxey, that guy is the future. But the whole team gets credit. Paul Reed played amazing. He doesn't jump for nothing. He can't
Mm,
shit. That man can't jump over his own shadow. But he did a good job. And it's
mm.
crazy how he can't jump, but those putbacks he always do, the rebounds he grabs, it looks weird because he barely gets off the ground, but it goes in. It goes in. T. Anthony Melton stepped up. I like his defense, and I like his offense also. He's very smart. He's young, but he
Mm,
doesn't take shots when he shouldn't, like ever.
mm.
He takes a lot of shots. Well, not even a lot of shots. He takes a good amount of shots, and I think it's a perfect amount. He'll take a three. He might miss it when someone's on him, but he can make that. And if he misses it, it's okay. Tobias Harris, he kind of struggled, but he still, I think he finished for like 17, 18 points or something like that. So
Mm.
good. But the man of the hour, Fear, the Beard, James
James
Harden.
Harden.
Jeez, complete 180 on this man. I was like,
Well,
I do not want him in Philly. No, do not give up Seth Curry. Why did we give up from Detroit, the big man grabbing all the rebounds, Drummond, Andre Drummond? I was so upset about that. But Paul Reed, he's not Andre Drummond, but he can score more than Andre Drummond.
yeah, Andre Drummond did okay for the Bulls there at the end, but yeah, he wasn't a points beast or anything like that.
Well, see, he was not a point beast in Chicago as well. Or no, not Chicago. Where was he at before that? The
The
Pistons.
Pistons.
Yeah. It was just his he can grab 20 boards and get
Oh
you
yeah.
points. and then he kind of fell off. And it seems like he's a product of the system.
Uh-huh.
So like at Philly, he was going off. He had a few 20-point games and stuff like that. He's doing really well. His
Mm.
defense was amazing. And then he goes Brooklyn, and then he's not as good. And then Chicago, basically his career is about washed, I guess.
Yeah, it's to a point where, I think he's probably going to retire in the next 2 years.
Well, he might be a year because he's not that old. He might be a year-to-year player, like looking for different teams and people that need
Maybe.
a rebounder because he still can do that. And I think he can be good if he gets in another system where you come in for Joel or you're standing beside a Joel. Like if he was in Phoenix, I think he'd be great with DeAndre Ayton.
Mhm.
But yeah, James Harden finished 5 from a 50 burger. He had 45 points, very efficient 45 point, might I add. Like he was lights out. He did everything he could to get that win. He got that win.
Yeah, like it's good to see James Harden. I don't know how to say it. Like try again. I'm sorry. Did Chris Paul just get ejected?
It looked like he was limping off. I didn't see what happened.
Oh, okay. I just saw him like walking out, and he looked pissed, and I couldn't tell if he was limping or not. I was like, did he get ejected or is he hurt? But yeah, it's nice to see James Harden like getting back to a mindset of where basketball is what he wants to focus on and is fun for him again.
Mm-hmm.
And like it gave me flashes of early Rockets like and Thunder days where he was just like the sixth man you wanted on your team, or the other mindset of like, why isn't this guy a starter? Let's make him a starter. Like like it's a great mindset. Like he had just like such a powerful way of playing, and he's very basketball smart too. Like I think he's a solid floor manager. For a long time, his only real downfall was his defense, and then he stepped that up a lot in Philly. So it's good to see him uh proving everybody wrong that he still belongs in the league and he still has that drive, and he's found the perfect team to be with.
Yeah, and I do want to correct myself. It was a efficient game for James Harden. Not a very efficient game. He was a +8, but I mean 45 points, 7 for 14, went 50% from three, 17
Hmm.
for 30 on the night. A lot of shots, but over 50%. Tyrese Maxey. I mean, I already said it, but
Hmm. I mean,
he's
you can say it again. That's fine.
the future. The
Yeah.
future. This ain't 8 Mile. He is the future of shit.
Hey, hey.
I mean, he's just so good and so fast. Like the way he goes into the paint is pretty much like Steph Curry. Like they're not big and they're just fast and they know how to work the spaces. DeAnthony Melton, I do want to correct myself. He wasn't. He was efficient a little bit.
Hmm.
He was a -8 plus minus. I really don't know how these things work sometimes because he was 5 for 6 on threes,
Damn.
6 for 10 for the entire game. That's 60%, my guy.
Did he have any turnovers?
One. So yeah, I'll just let the stat nerds do whatever they want and everybody off because that was an efficient game in my book. I'm just saying. I mean, 25 minutes, 17 points, 5 for 6 for threes. What do you want? That's a good role playing game. And like I said, Paul Reed, he didn't do a lot. 10 points, but he had 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. That,
Not bad.
that's a good game. I mean, overall, we all did good. Not gonna say we lucked out. It
Hmm.
wasn't. That was hard. That was hard nose to the grindstone, trying to win for your guy Joel when he's out of the game. Uh, Jason Tatum was a negative on a plus minus. He had 39 points, but he was 14 of 15, under 50. No, well, no, he wasn't under 50%. But he was 4 for 5 for three. See, this is why I don't know why these things happen. He was 11 rebounds, five assists. Yeah. Plus negative doesn't mean anything, guys. Just forget about it. Throw it out the window.
Yeah, just go off the pure numbers that matter.
I'll tell you one that's correct though is Marcus Smart. I don't think he's very good, honestly.
But he was defensive player of the year.
Yeah. Dude, my guy has 6 turnovers. This is the only plus minus that makes sense. And it's the same basically as Jason Tatum's with -7. Jason Tatum with -6. I am confused. And then it gave an Al Horford a whopping -17. And he only had 2 turnovers.
Yeah, I don't know. They got other measurements that they take into play. I guess that they're like, we're not going to release these to the public. These are too top secret for us to tell anybody, but we know what's best.
Yep. But congratulations, Sixers. We
Well
did.
done.
Let's keep it. Let's keep this wave going. So I don't want to. I want to gloss right over this because we have to talk about it for a
You
second.
don't have to gloss over
Like, so the Milwaukee Bucks, they lost in 5 to the Miami Heat.
But if it was going to be any team, I am glad it's the Miami Heat because I love Jimmy Butler.
So you know who Mike Schur is?
That name sounds familiar.
He's the, I believe, creator and writer for Parks and Rec in The Office.
Okay,
He's on the Dan Levitard show a lot. He's a huge Boston Celtics fan.
yeah.
He always said the one team he did not want to play was the Miami Heat.
Hmm.
It's so ridiculous. They're the most atrocious team to watch. Average a billion free throws a game, and that's how they win. It's so gross to watch. But he was wrong when it comes to the playoffs because that's not how Jimmy Butler plays in the playoffs. Jimmy
Nope.
Timothy Butler.
The switch in his brain is just so impressive.
It's not a switch. I think he should be disqualified because I'm pretty sure he's doing some Space Jam stuff and Michael Jordan's powers. Like he's going to the past, so he has ability to steal your powers and travel to the past to where Michael Jordan was in his prime. Because that's the only way he plays. Michael Jordan in his prime. I mean,
Well, and Butler said himself, he's like, I purposely don't play in that intense during the regular season. He's like, I will play to get us to the playoffs, and then when the playoffs happen, I give my reserves and everything.
but this is the thing I don't think he understands. Everyone does that.
Mm.
Everyone. That's not an excuse, Jimmy. You're
You're cheating.
the all the way, my guy. He's the only explanation. And Space Jam.
Mm.
The
Like I mean, and also like the Bucks really lost that game themselves. Like they're the ones that beat them the most.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on. There's a lot of people that are calling for Mike's head. They want him gone as head coach. And like,
that was already a foregone thing. Like
yeah,
it was already shaky during the season and last season also.
yep.
They did well in the playoffs and they had some excuses. They did well for what they had,
Yep.
last year.
I think a lot of people are just starting to recognize his game, and also and like also you go to the Bucks, you automatically know Giannis is probably going to be the go-to scorer. Not that Middleton and everybody else isn't great at what they do, but clearly it really was just lacking. Like the shot selection overall was okay, but like the consistency was not there.
Yeah.
And especially watching Giannis get hurt the way he got hurt, everybody was really worried. And just the team mentality and fan mentality just went downhill. But I will say, props to Giannis, man. The way he answered that reporter's question that asked him, for those of you that didn't see it, they asked him, was this season a failure? And Giannis, man, the way he reacted, he rubbed his face and he's like, oh my God. He's like, listen, man, when you work to get a promotion, right? And the guy's like, well, yeah, right. He's like, right. So is everything you do to get that promotion a failure when you don't get it? It's like, it's not about failing, man. He's like, we just like, we put in the effort and like, it didn't work out. It's not a failure, it's a learning experience. Like, no, this season is not a failure. Like, we got here. Like, we got to this point. It's like he had a great mentality about it, but he was very angry with the reporter.
And I give him his props for composing himself because it was a high
Mm-hmm.
first game, obviously, because they lost.
Yep.
And, you know, emotions were high. And
Mm-hmm.
that question was asked to him by the same reporter last year after they lost.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Same guy.
Yeah, but also I was listening to the reporter talk on another podcast with some other guys I listened to, and you know he's a huge Giannis fan.
Mm.
You know, it's just he feels like that question is important, and I think I do think Giannis had it wrong, not completely, not entirely, because I think he meant his career is not a failure, but seasons you're allowed to have a failing season, especially
Right.
losing 5 games to an 8 seed. Like that's
I think a poorly rated 8 seed. Like they should have been higher.
they but the thing is they can't be higher because they didn't produce that, and they have to bank on Jimmy being
Mm.
Jimmy in the playoffs because those guys they played all right, but that was all Jimmy. There's this is the
Mm.
reason why they lost because of the 13 free throws from Giannis, and then well they lost a specific game because of the
Mm.
13 free throws from Giannis, and then just Jimmy Butler playing out of his mind.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it is not entirely their fault. It is mostly Jimmy Butler's fault. And that team is not there. That is not conducive to win a championship. Like Jimmy Butler is not going to be able to get to the finals with that. Obviously, like he just sprained the ankles because he's going 1 billion miles per hour. And
Right.
they just had a mental collapse. I feel like
Mm.
it's okay to say, because they have a goal. Every season, every team has a goal, right? And
Mm.
and then as you go out throughout the season, your goal and aspirations get higher, especially as you go through the entire year as the number one seed. And I think it's fair to call it a failure as well,
Mm.
because Giannis has a team just like Miami, except Giannis is literally the one of the best players in the world. Jimmy Butler, he's the best player, one of the best players in the world during the playoffs. Like everyone else has to show up and
Oh
help
yeah.
out. And then Coach Budenheiser has to develop a better game plan, except for Giannis save me.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like Bud, I do. I think
Yeah.
he's a cool guy, and I think he's smart, but I think he's like um it was the Sixers coach from a couple years ago from Boston. I think he's like that. He has a cap. He has a cap, except Joel
Mm.
Embiid wasn't at Giannis's level when he was coaching, so he wasn't able to win us a championship. Giannis
Right.
was literally the greatest player in the world when he won y'all that championship, and that was his fault, not anyone else's, because he's the reason why y'all won that championship.
Oh yeah. 100%.
I think Bud is like Nick Nurse. Without Kawhi, he wouldn't have won it. And I think they're good coaches, and
Mm-hmm.
you have a cap if you don't have your superstar performing at his best level because you can't develop the perfect game, not even the perfect game plan, just a game plan to stop Jimmy Butler.
Mhm.
I mean, he's not Michael Jordan. He's stoppable, and you have the length. Like they are tall, and you have
Yeah.
Drew Holiday. Like it shouldn't have went like that. And I don't like saying coaches need to lose their job, but I mean it was already in the works.
Oh yeah.
It's just solidified it for him, and hopefully the team will remain mostly intact. But some of the you do got to switch up.
Um.
I think that was one of the problems. I feel like they were too content with what they had. You need
Yeah.
Porter, you need Middleton, and you need Giannis.
Mm.
Everything else is susceptible to change every year.
Yep. Well, I mean, like, if the right thing, like the best thing to happen for the Bucks would be they could get Damian Lillard.
God, stop saying that because I will cry if y'all get
Like that would be the best situation for the Bucks because Damian Lillard and Giannis on the same team would just be
unfair.
incredible.
They're a bunch of cheaters, a bunch of phonies.
Bunch of phonies.
But I mean, honestly, if y'all weren't in the East, I'd be like, yeah, I'm a Milwaukee fan right now. Right? I'm always we'll get into it later, but my favorite player right now, Steph Curry. My favorite player
Okay.
for the past 10 years has been Steph Curry.
Mm.
That's just how it's been. So like Damian Lillard is also one of those guys though. Like he's
Oh
also
yeah.
favorite players. And if he got on Milwaukee, I just have to hate him. I just have to hate him and Giannis. I like them both. I like Lillard more, but I do like Giannis a lot. He's one of my favorite players. Just,
There's not enough space to like them both.
I have a Giannis and a Lillard cutout photo on my dartboard, and I just
While you're playing sad music in the background. No, you don't know what it's like.
clap your hands. It's but
You're making me do this.
all right, but so we got Miami. They beat Milwaukee Bucks, and now they are at the Garden
Mhm.
playing the New York Knicks. How do you feel about that series? Who do you think's gonna win?
Um, it's tough, man. I think overall though, I think the Knicks might pull this off.
Yeah, me too. I think everyone thinks Jimmy Butler has unlimited stamina, and
Oh no, not at all.
he's unbreakable. He's hurt. I mean, he has time. They can
Yeah.
he can miss this next game and then come back.
His ankle is currently the size of a baseball.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Nope.
So I wouldn't bank on it, guys. If I was him, I wouldn't even do it because I don't think he's going to win the championship regardless this year. So don't try.
Mm.
Not don't try. That sounds bad. Try.
Don't. Hey, okay, listen.
Give up.
The
Look, you suck. Just lose. This is
you suck. That's a.
no, but I feel like a lot of Miami fans are feeling themselves.
Oh, no doubt about
They're gonna look like New York Knicks fans like 2 years ago.
it. Ooh, that was a rough time. Oh man, you remember when the Knicks used to have Porzingis?
Yes, I do.
You remember when they used to have oh god, Jeremy Lin?
Yes, I do. Insanity. I mean,
Oh,
they had a lot of phases. That's a crazy
yeah,
lifestyle being a Knicks fan. God bless.
right.
But
Somehow you made it this far.
I do have the Knicks winning this in six. I
Yeah,
I don't see. I mean, I don't see Josh Hart playing like he did last time. He had
yeah,
like
probably
20
not.
points. He's been going off all
Yeah.
playoffs. I think he's good, and they need Randall, but I don't know if they need Julius Randle against the Miami Heat though, especially
Um,
not
I
a
mean,
big.
for someone to like go up against Bam at the very least.
Well, see, they almost lost because Julius, and then they
Hmm.
took Julius out for the last half, and then Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson and JR and RJ Barrett went crazy.
Hmm.
Bam hasn't been playing good, and he doesn't look like he's going to start playing good.
Oh, you never know.
You don't know, but he didn't play that well that game, that last game either. He didn't play terrible, but
Well, yeah, but it was also the mindset of just give Jimmy the ball.
yeah, and that's
Excuse me.
Bam. You're supposed to. Everybody thought you were going to be better than Jimmy, but you can't be better than Jimmy when you're scared to ball. That's just how I feel. I don't feel like he's aggressive enough. He's basically like DeAndre Ayton,
Hmm.
like to
Yeah,
me. Like he can give you more. He can go off more often than DeAndre Ayton, but that's
hmm.
not often either. Like what is his stats for that night? Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
So, quick side note: this weekend I showed Tanae how to play PGA 2K23,
Ooh,
and we both didn't play the best, but I still beat her the two times that we played it. And she just learned how to play it, so obviously I'm gonna beat her. But she's like, we're both pretty competitive. So she is now at home, and she just sent me a Snapchat of her playing because I took my PlayStation 4 over there just to like have something to do in case she's like busy doing some schoolwork. So, so she just messaged me like pictures, like she sent me Snapchats of her playing, and she's like, "I'm 3 under par. What's up?"
kick his ass.
She's about to. She's probably gonna get better than me at this.
Together online. Bam, he had 16 points. You can't win without Jimmy scoring 30 with you having 16 points.
Yeah, and also is it possibly too a situation where Miami might need to start thinking about a coaching change? Not that Eric Spoelstra hasn't been a great coach, but at this point,
I'll say,
also Jimmy doesn't really get along with Eric all the time.
but that's just Jimmy. I think they're fine. I
Yeah.
think Eric is a little bit of a hothead too,
Oh yeah.
and they kind of like thrive off each other. But I will say, if you can't if you can't get Bam to work, be as an organization, I'd be upset and you might lose your job because a guy like Bam Adebayo just slipped through our fingers and we didn't produce anything,
Right.
you know. And I mean, all the success they had was because of Jimmy Butler, not Bam Adebayo, which is wild. That was not the plan. Even Tyler Hero was kind of a plan at one point, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's good, but he's not getting better. I don't think he's kind of just the same player.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Oh, quick, what the fuck moment? Jack Harlow's tweet, or was it his tweet or his Snapchat?
Tweet. Yeah, we were talking about Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry. He's like, everybody, it's true. It was like a pillow.
Hello. That was so funny to me.
And I'm curious about Jack Harlow. Speaking of that, White Men Can't Jump remake.
About to bring that up. Did you see
It looks good. I kind of dig it.
the surprise? I was like, wait, wait, wait. I was hating at first. I
Uh-huh.
hater. You know, I kind of like the take they're going. He walks up there like, "Hey, yoga today," or whatever they said. He's like, "You guys are just just
He even shows up with like his little like cell phone like stand so he can like record himself doing yoga.
like a hipster influencer, just hustling.
Yep.
I like the take. I was talking about it the other day. We were watching Netflix, me and Kelsey, and I was saying I kind of like these shows when they incorporate like I'm not a big TikTok person, but like I do like how they're incorporating like the new things like
Right.
into all these shows. Like I mean, they have to. You know, old man. Like I like how they're putting new stuff in this. They got some stuff in my shows. Nah,
We're
but
becoming those people. It's fun.
shit. But no, I am curious about the movie now, and I think I will see it.
Yeah.
I'll pay to see it, but I'll watch it when it comes on. You know.
If it's one of those things where it happens to be at one of the movie theaters around town where they do matinee nights and tickets are like,
Yeah, you got the good matinees.
yep.
Hey, it's a matinee because it's $12, and every other day it's 30.
Right? Like when I went to go see the Mario movie, the 2D version for two tickets was $11. And then the 3D was like 14. I
Oh,
was like, steal.
not a big difference. Our 30 was like $22.
Yeah. And they also had like a two medium popcorn and two medium drink deal. I was like, yeah. It's cheap living. It's cheap living.
I'll put this note. If I can go to the movies, like a drive-ins, a regular movie, cheap, I'll do it.
I miss drive theaters.
You know, but
Just aged ourselves there a little bit. It's fine. Anyways, it's let's go ahead and
there's
move on.
all right. Moving on to the West Coast.
To the west.
Golden State. I what did I say? We did the top 10
Mm.
scariest players to play against.
Yep.
My number one, Stephen, because there's no answer.
There's none.
And then I heard a lot of people are like, you need to trap Steph Curry. You need to trap him. Watch the Lakers are going to do a lot better trapping Steph Curry. How did he win his first championship, guys? Can anyone tell me? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller,
Magic.
trapping him. Trying to trap. The thing you don't understand is Steph Curry runs the most, excuse me, the most out of anyone, any starting point guard in the league. He travels the most distance out of majority of the players, probably all players in the league,
Yeah.
because he never stops. He doesn't always bring the ball up. Draymond Green brings the ball up a lot. It's hard to
Yes.
trap a guy who's just running around the damn court, and
All
he's
right.
stronger than you, so he's gonna have more energy. And what did the Kings say? They're like they're old. They tried to take. They didn't even read Dylan Brooks's book. They took a page out of it, but didn't finish it. It doesn't work calling people old because you lose.
But before we get more into this, we'll take a quick break and then we'll be right back to finish talking about how scary Steph is. We'll be back.
Yeah,